Hey, Battle Bill here with another video, and today we're going to get into some more Premier Cup Go Battle League battles. Last time on Battle Bill's YouTube channel, he completed a 3-2 set that fell him 1 point short of rank 10. Was I able to achieve rank 10 in the next set? We're gonna find out in today's video. Nah, I have to spoil it. I can't, because the YouTube title is gonna spoil it anyway. I was able to achieve rank 10 in the very next set after hitting 29.99, and I have those battles for you guys right here. We're gonna jump right into them in just a moment. I want to stress again this Garchomp, Snorlax, Metagross team. I've used it since not since Premier Cup started, because I tried a few different teams, but it's the first team I got comfortable with, and it's a team that I've stuck with. So I highly recommend these teams. I have this team. I have exciting battles for you guys that we're going to jump into, and I'm just going to try and recreate the emotion I literally felt doing these battles because they were a trip. So without further ado, let's jump into the set that got me to rank 10. Oh, also, as we jump into these battles, guys, if you don't mind, like, commenting, and subscribing, it really helps the channel, and I really do appreciate your guys' support. So, we're getting to this first battle, and I'm just gonna, again, recreate every emotion I felt going into this. I was stressed. I fell 1 point short of rank 10 in my last set, so the last thing I wanted to see was a Dragonite lead. I swapped in my Snorlax here. They decided to keep their Dragonite in, and this is why we're running Outrage on Snorlax. They charge up a bunch, but I figured they were going to bait. Dragonites love to bait for whatever reason, so I go straight for the Outrage. Since I didn't shield, I'm expecting them not to shield either, and I'm hoping that they won't. Boom, land the Outrage, awesome. Dragonite's in the red, and at this point I know I can commit to essentially getting switch advantage, which can help me win this match. So I shield this Dragon Claw up, and now I know they had a good chunk of energy, so I'm worried about another charge move, but I committed to the lick down anyway, got their Dragonite down, waiting to see. Gyarados come in, go for the body slam right away. So Gyarados is still an issue. I gotta figure out what quick move it's running, because that'll determine what I decide to bring in after my Snorlax goes down. It ends up being Waterfall, and I just fell short of that body slam, but I know I can bring in Garchomp and essentially have a better play here because of the fact that Waterfall is only dealing neutral damage. So they're going for a charge move here. I'm already at shield disadvantage, so I'm not shielding it. Ends up being a crunch, luckily not an Outrage. That would have hurt. They bring in Togekiss, and I'm like, fine by me. My Metagross will feast. So the plan here is I'm essentially going to have to shield this because I don't want to get hit by a flamethrower. That's the last thing I want. Ends up being an Aerial Ace. They bait me good, and I am a little worried at this point that they're going to get to the Flamethrower because I don't really know the energy per quick move type thing for Charms to Flamethrower and Togekiss other charge moves. Luckily they didn't. I go for the Meteor Mash on their Gyarados. Gets the first shield, and because I was able to farm that Togekiss completely down, I can go for another Meteor Mash here. Now, this technically wouldn't take out the Gyarados, but they have to shield because my following Bullet Punches will. And luckily, my Metagross has enough health where I can get to another Meteor Mash here. And they needed to farm me down to essentially want to hit my Garchomp to win this match. I get to it, and it gets there. Gyarados super low, so I swap in my Garchomp. I'm staying on the aggressive here. I go for the Sand Tomb. This will take out the remaining health of the Gyarados and win me the first match, which is huge in this specific situation. So I've taken the first match of the set, which is huge, but that only means so much. The most important thing that it means is that this set will not be a battle until you win set, but it does not guarantee me rank 10, so I need to come into the second match strong. Got a Garchomp on Rhyperior lead. I like this lead, but I worry about the team comp. So they decide to swap into Dragonite, and I'm like, okay, gotta go in the Snorlax. I'm worried this is the Rhyperior Dragonite Togekiss team, but having Outrage on my Snorlax helps me beat this team. Without Outrage, I've lost to this team many times. So they're going for their charge move, threw another Dragon Claw. For whatever reason, these Dragonites don't like to go for their big moves against Snorlaxes, even though people should assume that Snorlaxes don't typically shield first charge moves. They shield that Outrage, and I'm kind of okay with that because they're gonna have to throw their charge move to take me down. I'm not gonna get switch advantage here, but that's fine. I'm going to leave here with shield advantage, which is still going to benefit me. I'm hoping I can get to the body slam though. I am able to get to it. This will do a nice chunk to the Dragonite, get it into the yellow, which it did there. Snorlax will go down, but now Metagross can come in and essentially farm down the Dragonite. That's my plan. I'm still worried there's a Togekiss. So actually, do I commit to the farm down? I think I kind of like test it. I'm curious to see if they decide to throw their energy here. I am worried this is the big move, so I shield it. Ends up being the big Hurricane. I need to keep Metagross intact. I'm worried about Togekiss, and now I know I can definitely commit to the farm down. And now I'm curious to see what they bring in. They bring in the Rhyperior, so I'm like, they probably have Togekiss in the back. So I throw this Meteor Mash, I get the shield, I swap into Garchomp, and they have Togekiss in the back. This is okay. I'm going to Sand Tomb the living heck out of this Togekiss so that my Metagross can come in with the one shield that it has and just completely farm down Togekiss to then finish off the Rhyperior. So I've thrown 2 Sand Tombs, and you're going to notice something very interesting on what my opponent does here. It's going to appear as lag, but I promise you it's not. They decide to stop attacking. And you know it's not lag because they threw another Charm in also. They decided to get my Garchomp as low as possible, but they want to wait out the switch timer because they don't want my Garchomp to go down and then my Metagross to come in and farm. So the logic makes sense, but then they let me get all the way to an Outrage and their Togekiss is like triple debuffed. So this isn't going to take out Togekiss, but it does a really good chunk, and now I can bring in my Metagross and still farm down the Togekiss. And I still have a shield, and now their Togekiss wasn't able to get to a charge move or really do anything because of the fact that they tried to wait out the switch timer. I get to my Meteor Mash, I take out the Rhyperior, and a weight is almost off my shoulders because I started the set 2-0. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, 2-0. 1 win, hopefully, will clinch me a 3-2 minimum and get me to rank 10. But then I started to have deja vu and flashbacks because I thought 3-2 would clinch me rank 10 in the last set. So I'm getting into this third match, still worried, definitely want to at least clinch the positive set. Got another Garchomp on Dragonite lead here, immediately swap into Snorlax and see how my opponent wants to play it out. They leave in their Dragonites. People love to leave in their Dragonites against Snorlaxes because Dragonite does beat Snorlax, but having Outrage is huge. So I beat them to the charge move essentially because they didn't throw it, so I decided to bait there, got their shield. That's also huge. I'm feeling okay. I am worried this is going to be their big move, but I'm also worried they're going to bait, and I decide not to shield, and I luckily called their bait there. Now this definitely has to be another Dragon Claw because Dragon Breaths do not charge up energy that quickly as much as they did over farm, so I shield that one, and I'm just hoping I can get to the Outrage, but they swap into a Magnezone, and I'm thinking to myself, boy would I love to have Earthquake here, but Outrage has helped me more than Earthquake has through the matches I've played, so I don't mind this too much. I can essentially Body Slam spam, and because they took so long to swap their Dragonite out, I can let my Snorlax go down and swap in my Garchomp. So Snorlax actually didn't go down. I thought that was a wild charge, ended up being a Mirror Shot. But I can bring in my Garchomp here comfortably because of the fact that they took so long, their switch timer is not going to be up for a little bit longer. And I can commit to a Mud Shot down of their Magnezone, and if that Dragonite comes in, I can essentially get to 2 Outrages to try and take out their Dragonite. So they threw another Mirror Shot there. I'm committing to the farm down. I'm just going to Mud Shot down, and it's down there. I'm waiting to see if they bring in the Dragonite, or maybe they have Togekiss. They have a Metagross, and if you notice, I almost clicked on the Outrage because I was expecting that Dragonite, and I'm like, alright, that's fine, bring in the Metagross, I will Sand Tomb it, I don't mind. They were worried about essentially me just chucking Outrage as their Dragonite, so the logic in them bringing in Metagross makes sense because I'm not running Earthquake, but I will Sand Tomb spam, and then they decide to swap into their Dragonite, but now I'm in a much more comfortable position. So even though they got all my energy, that's fine with me. I did a good chunk to their Metagross, and now I have my Metagross lapped with their Dragonite, so this is totally fine. They throw the Hurricane here, not worried about a Hurricane. What I can do here is overcharge, throw the Meteor Mash now, like I'm going to. This will either take out the Dragonite, or will get their last shield. It takes it out, and I'm okay with this because I over-farmed. And at this point, their Metagross isn't in Meteor Mash range, but with the Bullet Punches, it essentially is in Meteor Mash range. So I decide to throw my Meteor Mash here. It gets their last shield, which I'm cool with. I'm assuming they're going to commit to a Bullet Punch down, which is what they do. But what I'm going to do here is something a little tricky. I'm going to bring in my Snorlax. I throw the Body Slam, and I'm going to hope that they were just so quick to pull the trigger that they'll throw their Meteor Mash right away. They don't, so then I swap in the Garchomp so they don't get any extra energy off of me. I know they have more than 1 Meteor Mash, but they do not have 2. And I'm totally okay with that. I can get to the Sand Tomb here, take out the Metagross. I was going to take out the Meteor Mash. take out the Metagross and clinch the third game. And at this point, I'm just like, I got this. Rank 10, it's mine. I'm going to finally complete the quest. But then in the back of my mind, I'm still worried because I was traumatized by the last set. So let's see how these next two matches go. So at this point, I'm hyped. I clinched the positive set. I know that, I don't know if I'm going to hit rank 10. I would hope I get a point, but I know that my rating is not going to tank at least. So we're getting into the fourth match here. I have a Garchomp on my champ lead. This is a positive lead for me, but it is a little bit bait dependent. Like, you need to land the outrage to really win this one, because the counters and the cross chops will start to add up. And what I like to do is go for the big move right away. I throw my outrage, my opponent shields it. So I'm like, alright, I might actually end up losing lead here, but at least I could have shield advantage. So they throw their first cross chop here. I don't shield it, but they should be really close to a second one. Yep, they're going for it right now. So I'm going to definitely have to shield this because I want to at least get to another outrage. But then I'm also wondering if they're going to two-shield, so I'm debating to myself, maybe they'll shield it? I'm like, you know what, let's just get their second shield then if they really want to win out this lead situation. So I throw the outrage here. They don't shield it. It takes out the Machamp. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. They're going to bring in Metagross, commit to a Bullet Punch down, but I'm going to get this Sand Tomb off, which will at least debuff them and do a nice little bit of chip damage before my Garchomp goes away. So they take me down. Plan here is to bring in my Snorlax because their defense is low, so I can lick the heck out of it, and Body Slams are going to hurt more because of the fact that the defense is lowered. So they throw a Meteor Mash there. I also know Snorlax can tank these. They have a Magnezone in the back, and I'm like, oh, my main counter is now down for it, and this completely falls on me landing the Earthquake here. So they're getting to a charge move. They got to it really quick, so I don't end up shielding it. I didn't think they'd throw the Wild Charge so quickly, and I decided to now go for the bait because I'm like, you know, at least their defense is debuffed, so this Meteor Mash will hurt a bit. And it does, but I was really hoping to get their shield. The shield is what I wanted more. And they decided to keep the shield because I guess they really want to rely on Metagross, and they just sent in Magnezone here to do whatever it could do, which was a lot, unfortunately. Because I'm not really sure. I mean, the logic worked out, obviously, but I don't know if they were just really lucky at calling the bait or if they had like a deeper thinking into it, because it clearly worked out. I was able to lick them down, but now the Metagross is not debuffed, so these Body Slams aren't going to hurt as much, as you'll see there. I don't have a shield because I think my Snorlax had to shield a Wild Charge too when my Snorlax was going up against the Magnezone. Actually, I don't even remember. I might have gotten baited there too, but I know I used the shield against the Magnezone. They shield that Body Slam, and I'm just not going to be able to outpace them to my next charge move. So I'm like, okay, I'm 3-1. This 3-2 is looking a little bit traumatizing now. I need to try and take the fourth match to 100% confirm rank 10. I mean fifth match. I really need it. So at this point, I'm a little worried, a little frustrated that I lost the last match because it was like a bait dependent type match. So I could have won that if, you know, if I went for the Earthquake instead. But like, those are all like flip of the coin decisions sometimes. Gotta leave it in the past. Getting to the fifth match, going up against a rank 10 trainer, which makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that if I lose this, I should still gain points with the 3-2. And I got a Garchomp on my Milotic lead, and this is literally the first Milotic I'm seeing in Premier Cup. I've heard it's a nice little spice pick. It could do some damage. It's like the Kyogre of Premier, so I'm taking this Pokemon very seriously. I go for the Outrage. It could tank an Outrage pretty well, but because they didn't shield, their health is low enough. I'm going to go for Sand Tomb here, and essentially hope to get a shield. I don't get the shield. I get the Milotic really low, and I'm like, are you going to throw your big charge move, or are you going to throw a Surf here? So I let this go through. It ends up being a Blizzard. They one-shot my Garchomp, but I'm kind of okay with it because now I can just get energy advantage on whatever their next Pokemon is that they're going to bring in. So I go in with my Snorlax because unless they have a fighter in the back, Snorlax with a little bit of energy can do really well against the rest of the meta. So I'm waiting to see what their next Pokemon is. Ends up being a Togekiss, and I'm like, I would have obviously liked to have matched up my Metagross with this Togekiss. But at the same time, if they're bringing in Togekiss to counter Snorlax, what does that say about what their last Pokemon could be? I don't know, so we're going to find out. I'm just going to Body Slam spam this Togekiss. If they had Dragonite, they should have obviously brought it in now because Dragonite would have the better matchup against Snorlax, unless they knew my team comp and because I mean I've only put out like 4 or 5 videos on it for the past like week, so they might know my team comp and they know that I have a Metagross in the back, so they rather their Togekiss avoid that, even though Dragonite would have the better matchup against Snorlax. So that logic makes sense. We're just trading blows here. I get the Togekiss low and I'm like, you know what, let me sneak in some bullet punches, farm it down. The last Pokemon is Dragonite, so I'm like, you know what, I have a 2 shield to 1 shield advantage here. Luckily their Togekiss shielded a body slam that it probably shouldn't have, but I'm sitting in a good situation because I got their last shield here. I have 2 shields. They can throw 2 Dragon Claws and bait me twice. I will shield both of them without any problem because my bullet punches and then my next Meteor Mash will take out their Dragonite. I will win this match. I will go 4-1. I'm not taking any chances, and I will achieve rank 10. I'm not going to be stopped. And also, guys, I do want to shout you all out in the last video in the comment section. So many of you were just throwing me support and were like, don't have a battle till you win set. You could do this, you got this. And that support, you know, it helps fuel you. It helps you get focused. And I was able to pull out this set right after the $29.99. Time to catch this Scraggy and achieve the prize of this journey, the elusive rank 10. I don't know, I'm trying to make it sound more important, but we get it. We hit it with a nice whopping 30-31 rating. That 4-1 jumped us huge, not taking any chances, got the nice little poses there, and rank 10 has been achieved. It is time to try out Master League and some Spice. The journey to rank 10 was a tough one this season, a humbling one, and a very exciting one. I've reached the pinnacle I was looking to achieve, and I've hit rank 10. I would love to push further and see how high I can get my rating, and I will dabble in that, and I will try. But with leaderboards being down, it does have me a little bit unmotivated, because you can get really high, but you'll never know exactly where you're at. And I know you guys are definitely sick of seeing Garchomp, Snorlax, Metagross, because that's been my past 5 videos. So I do appreciate you guys for bearing with it. I will be doing Master League. I do have a couple Spice videos lined up, and I'm just excited to continue to put out more Premier Cup and Master League content. Gengar is happening on Sunday. I forget the date, so I'm just going to say the name of the day. I'm excited to try Gengar in Premier Cup. That's definitely some content you'll be getting from me too. So all of that considered, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Your support has meant the world to me, and I'm just very happy I've reached rank 10. See you guys in the next video.